Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. Today's layout is a fun one. It's with the new November kit from Papers and Beyond, and it's called Laughs and Fun, and it features the new collection from Pink Paisley and Paige Evans, Whimsical, which is literally that, whimsical. It's so cute. And in this collection as well is Jen Hadfield and Pebbles Along the Way. There's a couple sheets as well from My Mind's Eye, I think it's called Well Hello collection. So when I took these papers out of the kit, these two papers, the yellow with that kind of like wheat kind of foliage background, and this blue one here, they jumped out at me, and I was like, I know that this collection is full of Paige Evans stuff, but I want to use these two papers. So yeah, so that's exactly what I did. I just went with my gut and just started creating. And so I decided to cut a strip like you see, and I'm going to use that as kind of like an anchor in my background. At this point, I don't know how I'm going to use it. I kind of wanted to turn it on its side, then I was like, it's not really going to work. So I just went with the horizontal placement. And just to break it up a bit as well and to give it a bit of something else, I also matted that blue piece as well. This picture is of my littlest little. And this was around Halloween, and we had a whole bunch of pumpkins in the house near the doorway, near the entryway, I should say. And for some reason, she just loved going over there and sitting on them. Yeah. So she's only 2, so she can do that. She's little, but I just thought it was hilarious that like her favorite place in the house was to go and sit by the entryway and sit on the pumpkins. So this paper here is one of my favorites from the collection from Paige Evans, and it's this like rainbow stripe. I knew that I just wanted to use like as little as I could of it as possible because I do want to use it for something else as well. So here I cut a strip, and I'm going to use, I'm going to do double duty here and use it twice with the different colors. And so yeah, so that photo there is of my little, and I just made it in black and white because those pumpkins were orange, and there's a lot of color in this collection, a lot of like whimsy, I just didn't want the photo to interfere with the background and the photo get lost. And so hence the black and white photo. Plus I think it jumps off the page a little more because it just does. Because of all the color in the collection, I feel just like the black and white just kind of screams look at me versus the photo getting lost within all the color, right? So here is the Pink Paisley and Paige Evans Whimsical Collection Ephemera. So I'm going to be completely straightforward and honest, and I know some of you will agree and some of you will disagree, and that's okay. But as much as I loved this collection, I love all her stuff, but I always find it difficult to work with. And I don't mean that in a negative way. If you can use it better than I can, all, props to you, girl. Like sometimes like I want to use the scissors and I want to use the paintbrush and I want to use that kind of stuff, but that would involve me taking very like meaningful pictures. I never do that. I don't take staged photos. I kind of just scrap the photos of my kids, and if it happens to go with the collection that I'm using, then woohoo, but if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Like in this collection, there's that watercolor set, and there's, like the alarm clock, and I kind of like when, the ephemera or the, embellishments have something to do with the, the photo or the layout itself. In this case, it doesn't. It's just, it is what it is. But I mean, I have a hard time putting llamas and flamingos like just randomly on pages. It's just the way my brain just doesn't work that way. So, but I love this, and I'm so happy to have it in my stash. I know I sound really ungrateful, but I swear to you, I'm not. I'm really happy to have this in my stash and able to work with it if I choose to. And in this case, I am going to use it. but I feel like I need to take very staged photos. Like I'll probably set my kids up with some, you know, watercolors or like painting or crafting kind of essentials, and then just, you know, snap some photos. And I don't take pictures of myself. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Like I scrapbook, okay? And I've never documented myself scrapbooking. Does that make sense? And there's another collection that I bought in the summertime. I think it was in the spring, actually. I don't remember who came out with it, but it was like all about crafting, a crafty girl, something. And I bought that collection, and I have yet to work with it because I don't have any photos to scrap. So all the more incentive for, I guess, myself to take some photos of myself scrapbooking or my kids crafting or something. But I don't have any of myself. And so that collection is just kind of sitting in a big, huge Ziploc bag waiting to be used. So I've talked so much. So I've just tucked in some cloud ephemera behind the photo and matting. I've also used some thread. So you saw me pull out the blue, and then I decided that that was too dark. And so I went with a lighter blue and a mint, and I mixed both of them. And it just gave me the right kind of shade. And that's a trick that I've learned from Missy Whitten, is it's okay to mix your thread, and it creates this totally different color, and your eye can't even really tell unless you really stare. So there you can see that I'm winding both colors together. I just thought that the green was too minty and the blue was too blue. And so put together they were, you know, they were perfect. So originally I had put down my title, and I thought, wow, this looks really bare and it needed something else. So I ripped it up, and in doing that I kind of slightly bent some letters and damaged it, which is okay. It's fine. It's not a big deal. And so there I am, sticking them back down, giving them somewhere to sit, giving them some grounding, and I think that looks a lot better because they were just kind of hanging there on the right side, and I didn't really like the way it looked. It just looked unfinished and unput together. And so, yeah. So this little banner here won my heart, and I was like, I need to use that somewhere. And so here I am using it on the bottom right corner here of that big, huge matting. And although these stickers are sticky, I always like to add that little bit more, you know, adhesive, because things do fall off with time. Like, I mean, my stuff gets stored in the basement, and although our basement is finished and, you know, it's, you know, not damp, or, you know, it's still, you know, being stored in not the optimal kind of environment. And so why not give my, you know, my scrapbooks and my projects a little love, a little extra love. So I always give them a little extra glue. I rarely just stick things down with the manufacturer's adhesive. This is just the way I am. And those of you who have been following my channel for a while know why, right? Yeah, so this is that chipboard frame. I wanted to use it, and I didn't know where to put it, but I knew it had to go on a layout. And so I just decided to have it hang off the side of the page. So I just filled it with one of the other pieces from the collection. So these are the stickers here that I'm pulling out. And these stickers are fun as well. But as you can see, there's like books and clouds and, you know, like stars and buttons and thumbtacks. It's all over the place, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful kind of way, but you really have to, like, I don't know, just in my mind, you kind of need to know what you're doing with them. Like, you gotta even have, like, the right photo for it too, right? I love her stuff so much. I love how fun it is. Like, some collections are so serious and stern, and, you know, you gotta use this. And, no, like, her stuff is fun. Like, you could pretty much do anything with them, and it totally works. So here I am just adding more embellishments. I love all the hearts that are in this collection as well. Like, I'm a sucker for hearts. Oh, and these enamel shapes here. Oh my gosh, these are like the cutest thing ever. So I pick off the little pink ones because I feel like this layout needs a little bit more of a girly kind of pink. And I add some hearts and some just round circles to my layout. And just sprinkle some love. Here I'm taking some, I think it's tarnished brass from Tim Holtz and Ranger. This is the Distress Spray. And Pages in this collection, her collection has more of a bronzy kind of brass versus the gold. And this color works perfectly. It's not overly bright, and it works really well even with the thickers there from Jen Hadfield. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Click the like button if you haven't already, and if you haven't subscribed, do it. Click the button. Thank you guys so much for watching again. Find all the links to Papers and Beyond in the description box below. Love you guys. Bye.